they go aggressive, they don't have any means to shut it down, really.
I also don't like, they didn't need to pick it this early either.
Yeah.
It's not like they're going to
Well,
ban or pick Rasta.
Depends what their fourth pick is. If it's
Yeah.
Meepo, then yes, then it makes sense. Oftentimes when this happens, that's I think the same thing, but then
Picking
turns
Meepo might be
around.
super risky. There's still a Sven in the pool
What
with those two heroes already.
What if it's something like they're gonna do Ursa right now? Like Shadow Shaman's got a combo with something, right? Either a tower pusher.
Yeah.
I mean, right now it's looking good against the Weaver. Now they've got a hero that has lots of disable.
I'm actually surprised they picked Weaver after the Rasta. It's like not something you generally see.
Geminate really good against the egg.
They've been picking Reaver into a Rasta and a Bat
Yeah,
Rider.
it is very.
It's a little
This is
strange.
suspicious, man. They must have a plan.
It might be just like a comfort pick. They don't
Yeah.
because they don't know what Digital Chaos is going to do. They don't really see their cores yet, and so Weaver is like one of those can be aggressive, self-sustaining like cores that that scale into the late game.
Yeah.
That
Scale's really good this game with Avenge and Beast too.
but-
Minus armor and damage amp and all the things that Weaver usually lacks a little bit.
I just think though a better complementary for the Na'Vi lineup would have been a Juggernaut. Would have added to the push power still, and is really good against 3 of their heroes too.
Yes, but once Shadow Shaman gets Blink Jug is way worse because then they could always consistently set up. I mean, Weaver, if he survives through the nuke, he goes full HP and he just starts killing people.
I don't know. I really agree with Black here. I think Juggernaut would have been great because how long is it going to take for that Shadow Shaman to get a Blink Dagger?
But even after, they still have to swap him out, save him. Then you put up the healing ward.
yeah,
If it even gets to the point they can kill them, because if Beastmaster gets the Necro up with the healing ward, their pushing power is insane.
Ooh, so we got a puck out of Digital Chaos. That's probably going to be a resolution puck, and I think
Yeah.
we will see something very, very late game hard carry out of Digital Chaos for Wii.
Must be like something like a Spectre.
I like
10
Spectre.
seconds
I'm not sold on the Meepo here.
No, Meepo, I don't think it would be a good pick here.
What about like Ember Spirit?
I don't know. I don't like Ember either, just because you're picking Ember into a Beastmaster. Venge is like decent against it.
Yeah.
Well, not decent. It's like whatever, but it's just another additional disable for the Ember. And then, I mean, Na'Vi could pick something up.
Yeah. Well, they pick up the Rasta. They picked up the Rasta though, so that might imply something like a carry that can't really push towers like an Ember, but not really sure where they want to go with that.
I like Spectre a lot for DC.
Like, Spectre is amazing. Their whole lineup for sure. Like as soon as Puck reaches 6, they can make anything happen. Same as Bad Rider. But I'm pretty sure Na'Vi will ban that hero.
What do you think Na'Vi needs right now to shore up their lineup? Okay, well,
Well, that pretty much counters 3 of the heroes already.
that's a great pick. I
Yeah.
like that a lot.
It counters the 3 of the heroes right off the bat. Especially a new change, or well, not new anymore. That you can Carapace out of Invis, you can really mess up a Puck too.
Yeah, you can mix up the Puck, the Bat Rider,
Yeah.
and the Phoenix.
Yeah, the Phoenix
You just
all of those.
Carapace, run into the Sunray.
Yeah.
Hey, your most
5
imbalanced skill right
seconds
now is
remaining.
gone.
Yep.
And it's Mana Burn is also great against all of their heroes right now.
I mean, obviously, Bad Rider's gonna jump in, your Carapace, Bad Rider's dead. You probably don't even need to swap him out at that point. You just like kill him. Kill him off right away. They banned the DP.
There's so much like minus armor and physical damage coming from Na'Vi though that I'm a little worried about DC's lineup slightly.
Yeah.
Navi's
Like the carry
turn
can't be
to
like
pick.
a man fighter. There's no way a man fighter
Yeah.
would ever work.
I mean-
it's just something like an Ember would. Like they need something like that. They need an
something-
elusive carry.
It's to be very elusive. That's why I said it. Like if they go Spectre, yes, the combo's amazing with Puck, Bat Rider, all these like offensive setup heroes. But
10 seconds
if it gets to a
remaining.
position where Weaver's farm is even semi-comparable, Weaver's gonna shred a Spectre really
I
hard.
mean, Ember is also
seconds
not the greatest against.
I agree
Nyx as
completely.
Yes, but he can jump around and sleight of fist dodge and
Reserve
I
time.
think they might have drafted themselves a little bit in the corner there.
DC or
Yeah, DC.
Well, I think it was less DC drafting themselves in the corners. Navi just made a great pick with Nyx. I gotta
Yeah,
give him
it was
credit,
good.
man.
But it's
That's really good.
Wait,
Radiant team
It's the Solomon Nyx assassin then.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that's completely fine.
or mid beast.
Yeah, it could be either of the two. I think it'll be a mid Nyx though.
I think mid Nyx is really good against Puck. Like you just mana burn him twice. He's completely out of mana.
If
you
he
just free
orbs,
from the lane.
if he orbs, you can Carapace
Yeah.
the orb.
That's really good.
And
great.
you get a really
5 seconds
early blink
remaining.
on Nyx if you go
It's
for that.
also a PMS hero.
Yeah.
Do you change up the lanes as DC? Do you put like Bat Rider? No, you went to
Reserve
Puck
time. No.
offlane, so I guess they're kind of forced to do that.
No, like
10
I've never seen DC run Bad Rider out of off lane. So they're definitely put it off lane no matter what.
5
Puck should be
seconds
middle,
remaining.
and they will pick some clings.
Is he going to... Or counter... He doesn't need to counter weak.
It's not the worst here, but generally for me, beast hard counters clings. Like in
With gems.
yeah, and
vision.
they have no
Yeah.
saves for him either.
If that Clinks gets isolated, he's done.
Like the only thing they have is Phoenix Act, but they can just focus that down with the attack speed R like
Okay, so
immediately.
it is a move back rider, it is a resolution clinks. We're going to get it down the line and just assess the draft very quickly. Charlie, which way do you feel it went?
I feel like this is deja vu, but I like Navi's draft better.
Navi, great draft, okay. Black?
No, I agree completely. I think they're just gonna take the control of the game from the start and they won't let it go.
Okay.
I definitely do like Navi's draft. It's a lot easier to execute. The DC carries,
10 seconds remaining.
it could work, I think, for DC. I think it all comes down to how well Shadow Shaman does. If he's
5
behind, he's going to have an awful
seconds
game, and it's going to really weigh down DC.
Yeah.
Alright, okay, thanks to all three of them. We'll hear from all three of our panel. Nice to get I go first.
That's right, a surprise Nyx
Prepare
Assassin
for
mid
battle.
picked up by Navi is going to sway our analysts heavily in their favor, but I've got Waga joining me. Waga, how do you feel about the Nyx Assassin?
The Nyx Assassin is really nice, but I want to always see a team with Rasta work out. You gotta give credit to DC for picking this, and pretty early as well. However, I'm gonna give credit to Navi. I think they have the stronger draft here. Just the Venge and Beastmaster along with Chen, that's a heavy push power. And I think they could take this game.
All right, as we go down the line, see the beautiful faces of all of our players on their... that is a
I love
perfect
this
one
picture.
for we.
Yeah.
That really is. That really is.
Moo also.
Look at
DC
that
really,
beautiful hair.
giving some to the fans here.
Oh yeah, they got their flair.
So which team do you
30
favor in this?
Draft-wise.
Draft-wise.
It's... We were kind of talking about the Nyx Assassin versus the Phoenix and how the counter to the Sun Ray. It feels like it's something that we've seen before, not mid Nyx Assassin. We've seen offlane Nyx Assassin attempt to be a counter to that. And it feels like, yeah, it kind of sounds pretty good. It's more of the fact that the Nyx Assassin matches up really well against the Puck in the mid lane. It's a counter to the Bad Rider. I think it's all those extra things that Nyx Assassin does that is going to allow him to be one of the few times that he's picked up successfully as a core, and one of obviously the much more rare times that we're going to see him mid.
He does not fit every game, that's for sure. And
Yeah.
as you say, this is a great matchup. Against the Puck, the panel mentioned as well, the Carapace and the Mana Burn. It's just such a strong combination. Good aggressive wards here by Navi, by the way. Gonna help them zoning out Moo. Keep control of him on the offlane.
The early attempt at a courier snipe, they actually have the Phoenix dive already going out, and he's got it in the bag. Tier 1 gives him some damage in return, but Saksa, one of the up-and-coming star support players, heard so many good things.
He's
about
one
this
of
guy.
those. He's one of those players who grind to 8k MMR playing support. So he's pretty good.
If that doesn't say enough, I don't know what it is. We
Yeah.
see the breakdown of our lanes move matched up against Dichiron, Tsuneko, the mid lane, Weehaw, and Dendi going at it. Obviously, Dendi missing out on his courier is going to be a little bit of a sore spot, but still.
He'll still be fine though, I think. 'Cause, Nyx Assassin has great HP regen, and he still has an Iron Branch he can plant, so he should be good. Batrider just trading hits a little bit with Tsuneko, trying to get experience on this lane.
Unfortunately, poor Moo, as strong as Bat Rider is against dual lanes, because you just harass that support with sticky napalm and everything, it doesn't quite match up to the way that Beastmaster just jungles effortlessly. So General will be probably slightly ahead as we go probably 6 or 7 minutes in. And as you said, kind of alluding to the Weaver is rather dangerous hero in lane as well.
We'll see if Misery is going to be a good pal and stack up some jungle for his Batrider so he can recover later, because yes, this top lane is good for a Batrider. Against Weaver, you can't farm, you can't be aggressive. You cannot kill him, that's the issue.
That's exactly the job of Misery right now, as he's going to be stacking up that hard camp.
Yep.
Very
a good
safe
pal.
position.
And meanwhile, it's the Phoenix who starts pulling and getting some levels.
Advantage still pretty heavily in Dendi's favor, 9-5 compared to the 6-2.
Well, he should be slightly winning this farm, and being ahead in CS and having 4 creeps alive
Yeah.
is worth mentioning.
Yeah, so he's actually very far ahead in CS, as to be expected. The question is really going to come down to, between these 2 tempo controllers, who's going to be more successful once we start getting into that phase where they have their levels and they're trying to gank those side lanes. And that will really determine which one of our mid players comes out on top.
I just realized as well, it's Dendy playing Nyx against Weeha. Weeha is one of the players who did mid Nyx a lot. It's a few months ago, but he played that a ton. And very fun to see him go up against it himself here. Of course, that mana burn is making his mid lane quite miserable.
Saksa in return. Oh, looks like they may have Mu locked down. They managed to get the missile onto him. Ditchira going in for the dive. Last little bit of extra damage coming out from Ditchira successfully claims our first blood against Mu.
Beautiful kill there, and that's gonna put even more momentum to the safe lane Weaver, who has great CS now as well. I wonder if he's gonna go for the Orchid build here on Klinks, just because he's against the Weaver. Sometimes you want to punish that. If you get the Orchid early enough, there's no Linken's, there's no defensive item yet. You can take control of the game a little bit. Or if he's gonna go the Desolator build, which is safer.
Yeah, it's definitely the Desolator build is the build that we're seeing pretty much all the time on Klinkses, but I think you're on the money there. I think this is one of the few times that you really gotta consider, at least, that Orchid, just because you know Weaver's going to be such a problematic hero once he's able to get that Linken's, because at that point in time, then your Bat Rider becomes a little bit more questionable as to how well he's going to be able to shut down that Weaver.
It also doesn't matter if he gets the Linken's eventually, because then you still have one more thing to pop it in a team fight.
Right.
Oh, bottom. Chen is just coming here to make sure that General can have impact on the lane.
Yeah,
Not
and
much more than that.
he also sees this stack, so
Juicy.
This is supposed to be the Bat Riders. He's supposed to be able to work with 2 different stacks here. Doubt Navi are really going to be able to take too much from here.
No, I think if he gets the Persuasion on the other Hellcaller, he could do a lot here, or a Tormentor.
Oh, yeah. So he could have double blast.
Yeah.
That would actually be a really good call.
There we go.
There it is. Unfortunately, he had to lose his other State of Blast, but that's okay. One more comes out. Mu is now here, but he doesn't have his Firefly.
Oh, mystery.
They are going to have the wraparound, though. They're going to try and use all 4 heroes to get the kill onto Artstyle. They're going to be able to lock him in, and General just goes for the TP out. He's like, see you later, Artstyle. I appreciate everything you did for me in this lane. We helped do some damage to the Bat Rider's farm, but in the end, I have to let you be the sacrifice.
Yeah, Bat is still pretty happy. He came down here and got experience from that kill.
Nice sneaky stun from Taneko, but it's not going to be enough. Dendy unable to follow that one up, it seems, as he didn't quite have enough mana at the time.
Yeah.
With the combo stun.
Still good aggression, though. I like Navi's rotations, but DC also responding very well to the bottom rotation by 10. And this is the power of Weaver, by the way. You can leave him alone. He's going to be fine on his own device here, and there's really not a single hero DC can put against him that's going to have a fun time.
Yeah, as we're seeing, Misery was just attempting to get a little bit of experience, immediately punished by Navi.
Yeah. You had to sort of expect that. When Taneko was just mid, don't know where he is yet, but there's a very big chance he comes up here and tries to fight with his Weaver.
Now Mu cuts right back across. Doesn't want to be giving up this tier 1 too early, and he's already kind of farmed up his stats. So he is going to be completing the Tranquil Boots. Looks like he's going to be going for that Tranquil Boots drum route that we've seen before from Bat Riders in the Chinese scene. What do you think about that build?
It's a build that relies more on being tanky enough to run in, force the enemy to try and stop you, and still tank through the disables and the spells that they throw at you, and then get the lasso up. It's an interesting route, and of course you get very quick when you pop the drums, so for a few fights you're very strong. I'm not sure on it, but
I feel like
it
it's particularly strong with the way that we've seen when teams are trying to be aggressive into a Bat Rider team. Instead of having that Blink Dagger, but instead having like the tankiness, allows you to be able to defend towers a lot easier.
So Mako taking a lot of damage.
He's got the send back,
though.
And no more fire damage is going to be coming out. So
that's good. Finally, one gank at least the DC managed to make it out of there. Did live mid as well when Weeha ran away, but that dying or having to run back all the way on mid or dying is actually almost the same. Sometimes that time they invest running back to Fountain hurts you a lot.
Counter ward already laid in place by the Radiant side. They didn't actually see that Klink's coming in, but Dendy easily protects himself. Not sure what the plan there was. With just the Dream Coil, there was always going to be a Spike Carapace, and underneath the tier 1 tower.
You cannot tower dive. You had your Klinks there for sure. He makes the early rotation. You want to put pressure, but you cannot tower dive a Nyx who's full HP. It just does not work out.
And that's one of the things. Like, Nyx Assassin mid, that shouldn't be a hero that you feel the need to go for a dive onto him.
I think this is the bigger part. He wanted to get all the way top.
Yeah, and now Vincere is going to be lassoed up. That should be enough control, for sure enough. Moo to be able to get that kill and speed up that drums into a blink dagger a little bit later on. So that was definitely the kill that Digital Chaos needed to be able to find, and they successfully grabbed it.
Yeah, now he can be up here as well and pressure with the Clinks, and Weaver might be the one who doesn't find a safe home to farm anymore.
That does
they
mean...
see Artstyle and his rotation here. Even though the smoke is coming in, they have not seen that, but they know Artstyle is coming.
This is one of those classic things, though, about Nyx Assassin, right? Is that his movements are a bit easy to read, and him being missing from that mid lane does seem to tip off Digital Chaos. And they back away from the top lane.
Resolution getting really close and personal here.
He's
just
got
hugging.
the Dark Pact. He just needs a disable from one of his allies, the
Oh, boy.
TPN, the Phoenix, and
He's actually
just hoping the Shadow Shaman will get close enough. Wee is actually going to be taken out in the mid lane, and doesn't seem like there is any go opportunity for...
I wanted to mention about Nyx, his early rotations. As you said, when you're a mid Nyx, your rotations are really obvious. It's sort of like being a mid punch in a way. You can't really gank without the enemy team knowing that you are ganking. But Nyx can farm up some good items on mid lane, get the Ethos going, or even a Midas into Agonist, whichever build you want to go on. Oh, gonna fight up against Misery here. He has some backup coming in.
Dendi should be able to hit that stun, and Misery is going to be surrounded very quickly. They had to blow the Primal Roar for that one, but that'll be just fine for Na'Vi as they find yet another pickoff and still keeping a lot of pressure on that top lane.
Yeah.
Still, nobody from DC stopping the Chen and Weaver combo.
They have the drums available now, and they're trying to go behind with the Clinks. But I wonder if they can catch anyone here. There's the Ensnare and Stomp as well.
All right,
Oh, he kills off.
Killed some creeps. Send back though, and looks like they've only gotten one out of that.
Oh, they got 2 creeps. Killed the wolf and the...
Oh, okay.
So he's just forcing the Chen back. The push stopped, but that was still good tower damage. 1,000 damage to a tier 2 tower. That's gonna make Weaver's job a lot easier later on.
And plus, you rotated 3 cores from DC to that top lane, and it was pretty much unsuccessful.
Of course,
For
giving
that,
more
so.
space to Beastmaster, who is...
Yeah, Dendi though gonna be caught out as Rap comes in from DC.
A lot of early rotations here. It comes down to the Clinks a lot as well. Just moving your carry aggressively here is DC.
And that is kind of one of like the signature things about Clinks, right? Is that he outputs a lot of physical damage, but it's also the fact that he comes online rather quickly when it comes to movement around the map. You could see up at that top lane, Dichira just pushing back the Bat Rider, but it's mid where most of our attention is going to be. Is that tier 1 tower should be going down here. The question is whether or not Na'Vi get the deny up against the Serpent Wards. And
Oh, they don't.
missing out, but still they are able to farm up the Shadow Shaman wards, and that's a decent chunk of change back into Na'Vi.
That is a lot of money, and you were mentioning the Clinks and how he comes online a little bit earlier. The thing about him is, he comes online aggressively. Some carries, like Lifesteer, great at counter TPing. We see good Dust coming in here, actually gonna punish the early rotations now, maybe.
Yeah,
They can bring him
Resolution
down.
turns around, actually just goes for the courier, does successfully get it, and now at least he gets a little something in return. I can't believe that courier just died like that. Should have been just a free pickoff on Clinks.
Yeah, I mean, money-wise, he actually put his team ahead in that little exchange. Of course, getting a kill and the experience you get, the downtime on the Clinks, it definitely hurts more for DC, but good consolation prize.
Dendi, skittering around here, is going to find an opening between the tier 1, tier 2, was looking for any kind of rotation. And now, I think he's looking for the Bat Rider to farm up the offlane camp, but Bat Rider is obviously instead sitting in DC's very own jungle.
This Shadow Shaman is having such a nice game. Courier died twice this game, the tower is already down, and he got the last hit on that tower. So he's looking to get a pretty early Blink Dagger here, and that's when Weaver actually has to worry about him.
Yeah, we are going to have this monster timing from DC where they've got tons and tons of initiation if they can actually get that Blink Dagger online early, because then they'll have the Bat Rider as well.
Oh, yeah.
They'll have Puck to be able to jump in, get the silence. He's a pretty notorious hero against Weaver as well. So they will have this period of time where it's like
The smoke
20
on
minutes.
smoke. It's happening.
Na'Vi, though, they're only bringing 2 supports and off-laner, and DC will be able to get the first disable in. Move, trying to be able to stop this one, but General already going for Zoxa and unable to get off the Supernova in time. They're getting a lot of fire damage out, and it looks like Na'Vi may lose a couple of their supports, as Seneko is going to be chased down by Misery. Dichira managing to get some damage onto Mu, while Weeha did clean up the other supports. So Dichira actually still going for Mu, hoping that last couple of auto attacks would be able to finish him off. And dancing around, but DC...
There is a ward down. They have to be a little bit careful going in there. Of course, everyone is down on this bottom lane. General is just walking in like a boss. He does not want to be careful.
DC draws back underneath the cover of their Tier 1 tower, and Na'Vi did try and surround that Tier 1, and we're considering going for some sort of pickoff, but not going to happen. Ooh, Dendi spots Resolution right next to him.
Dendi also very close to his timing here on the blink, which I assume he's going for. If you want Ether Lens, he already would have it, so can only assume that's going to be the build from him.
Yeah, I think that does make sense. You want to be able to put some pressure. Like, first of all, you need fast responding to both Sunray, right, as well as Batrider.
Yep.
If he's lassoing somebody back, you want to be able to jump in there with your Spike Carapace.
And there's just so many heroes he can counterplay right now. If he has max level Carapace, which is getting closer to, and he blinks in, then Shadow Shaman can't use his nuke, Puck is really easy to counter, and pretty much everyone, apart from the Forklings.
Maybe stop Shackles from that Shadow Shaman, a little bit faster if it's on someone else. There are many opportunities for Dendi to be a counter-initiator here.
I would love to see General just farm a little bit more, because getting this max level on Necronomicon would be really important for him. Right now, controlling runes a little bit and thinking about rotations.
It seems like Na'Vi are trying to hit DC where it hurts just before that timing that we were talking about with the blink daggers and everything else. It seems like they're trying to hit Digital Chaos and slow down that option, because they could just be sitting back and farming more on both General as well as Dichira. But instead, they're playing a lot of 5-man into the Radiant jungle. Big problem, though, they've yet to take that Tier 1 tower, and DC are playing around that fact quite well.
There's also this ward that has been spotting them for a long time, and DC can make the comfortable decision. What do we want to do? Trying to go for the Axis into Aurora here, but gonna back out immediately.
Catch Misery with the Swarm, and a little bit more vision from the Vengeful Spirit as well, but DC, they're still close enough together that there isn't really a clean opening for Na'Vi.
How good would a hero like Ember be in this game? Look at the other lanes, like nobody farming, nobody split pushing, everyone just posing for this bottom lane right now. I feel like DC could have sent someone top and just be ready to TP down instead, but they're keeping everyone down here for a long time.
Seems like they're going to give up on that bottom lane, and they do get caught on their way out. Misery is going to be the one-off, as now Na'Vi will be able to claim the Tier 1.
Misery is their sacrificial lamb. It's always going to be him, but that's fine. As long as the rest are getting farmed and getting the items. It is a little bit sad for him to die when he could have had such an early blink there, though.
That's okay.
Dendi.
Oh, this is a big pickoff. They could actually catch Mu here in the act of trying to farm up the Dire jungle. It looks like that is the case. Mu just not gonna be able to get out. Swap to another right click.
Ensuring it, yep. And Roshan being attempted at the same time, and that's a very fast Roshan.
Yeah, this is definitely an early one. 15.5 minutes. This will give Dichira a big boost, because now he can play offensively, not have to worry so much about the heavy disables that we were saying Digital Chaos had to be able to counter Na'Vi. So
it's about what farm is available to your team. Right now, Dichira can farm down here when no one else could have, and he could not have done that either without the Aegis.
Yeah.
But now he can pressure down here while his team controls the rest of the map, and they should be effectively out farming DC.
yeah, and when he gets the Lincolns, that'll mean even more opportunities, right? To be able to split push aggressively or be more active
Definitely.
in team fights.
As the blink daggers are quite delayed, the only one that's actually up yet is the Batrider blink. And Puck, of course, going for the Veil first. Sabrasta dying a little bit. The smoke here on mid, though. Lasso, probably on the Beastmaster.
And they get the coil, and now the swap. They still have managed to actually maybe save Artstyle. Oh no, don't tell me Digital Chaos. They're trying to run down these heroes. They will be able to get Artstyle, but now the counter comes out for Na'Vi. They
gotta worry about seeds, fruit.
Vendetta, and it's just not quite enough. The Spike Carapace is not enough to keep him alive. The burn damage from the bird and the bat is enough to get the triple kill to Moo. Holy crap, he just got so much gold out of that.
There was a massive miscommunication on Navi though. They went
Yeah.
in with the Aegis Weaver in the backline to kill the egg. If he had one single hero helping him, a single auto attack on the egg, he would have killed off that Phoenix. But instead, he was then left alone against the Rasta, the Batrider, and the Phoenix Sunray. He just died. So
Yeah, I mean-
Aegis lost and died afterwards.
Let's look at the way that that fight initiated. One man Dream Coil on Chen, Lasso also on the Chen.
Yeah, and
Like
Swap.
Yeah, like
And Swap saved it. So.
at that point in time, you could probably just give up the Chen and be like, all right, sorry, buddy. You know, they used double ultimates and call that a win. But Na'Vi trying to fight that one out unsuccessfully as the successful Supernova does turn the tides to the favor of Digital Chaos. Na'Vi, though, not going to be putting too much here on the brakes. They're going to try and keep on going. Catch Resolution, no mana already, and no hope to escape.
No way out. You can't underestimate Na'Vi even after they died. Their triple kill, of course, really nice for Moo. But they have Blink Ether Lens now on Nyx all of a sudden. And this Beastmaster with Necro 3, that's really powerful. The towers are gonna take a lot of push from this.
In Digital Chaos, their composition is much more team fight oriented, and in that case, Na'Vi will have a lot more opportunities to be able to split with heroes like the Beastmaster and even the Weaver once we see damage item picked up for him, which I was presuming was going to be the Desolator as soon as he finishes that link.
Oh, yeah, most definitely it should be. He could go for something else if he wants to. He could go for Maelstrom or something if he wants to attack speed. Being able to proc on both the attacks is pretty nice as well. But I think Deso is the safest bet here.
Yeah.
So they got the mid tower, they got some damage done on the bottom tower, but more importantly, Na'Vi are right now controlling where DC are moving. And they got a good aggressive ward as well. See if they can keep that or if it gets dewarded.
Combined with the Hawks. I think Na'Vi is kind of one of those teams where if they do manage to get some control on you like this, it's worth making the investment into a gem just because you know they're going to exploit your position. Fortunately, that kind of ward ever so barely managed to find that.
I was really close.
Yeah.
It was on the edge. They smoke up immediately afterwards. See how Na'Vi are gonna play this out. They're grouping up on mid looking to smoke on their own, I think. Or, no, they don't even have one. I'm not sure. They're just backing out and playing safe.
Yeah, I think that was the smoke call. I think they assumed that there was going to be a push through mid
They are
to try and
aware.
catch a hero, and that's why immediately they
They're
backed away
pinging
from
bottom.
mid, but
They're
yeah.
pinging bottom to indicate that, hey, no one's farming the tier 2 here. The push is coming into a tower and no one's taking the money. That's kind of suspicious.
And that's why it's always key to try and push out the lanes before you go for that smoke. Kind of serves as just an alarm. You see a tower being hit on the enemy side, and you're just like, they're not defending that. What's the deal? It's got to be a smoke.
Can I just take a second to mention, I can't believe how farmed Artstyle is. How does he have 102 CS in this game? He's been pushing a lot of different towers. He's died 3 times, and still, he's up there with Chen. He's going for that Aghanims. He's 1740 gold off.
Artstyle
Not
Chen,
too
man. Artstyle Chen.
Yeah, he did play Chen Enchantress almost exclusively in Dream League in the playoffs, and they had a very good run with these 2 heroes. He also plays Disruptor really well, but they play well around this.
Might be a good idea to go back to the ban both junglers against Na'Vi. We'll see.
You just can't do it though. Maybe in the second phase, but when they open Venge Beastmaster, you have to get rid of the Drow and Lycan. It's forced by their first picks. So good way of drafting by Na'Vi. Oh, Dechara though, he has the Lincoln, so he's a little bit safe, but that Ether Lens on Shadow Shaman can be quite deceptive.
Yeah.
Those long-range disables.
We've got the Force Staff as well on the Bat Riders, so there are opportunities for quick plays. And let's not forget the AoE silence. Lincoln's not going to do much about that, but the initiation is down from Na'Vi. They blow up Moo. And
Quick
now,
plays happening indeed, Capitalist, as Dandy goes in.
turn from tier 2 to a high ground push, I think. You just forced this one outright, I believe.
Oh, you definitely do. I mean, they have decent high ground defense, but not that good when Batrider is dead. Puck is good, but if you're gonna defend with Shadow Shaman, you have to get so close.
Yeah, you know DC will be able to... Oh, they jump in from Dendy! He comes like perfect, and it's no done! They're blowing up Weehion! He's already gone! Noxa now gonna be swapped into a Primal Roar! Picture perfect execution from Na'Vi as they find the outground opening.
That's just Rex.
All led from Dendy.
That's just Rax. They
Yep.
don't even have buyback. That is so important. Wow. What a nice play. We're talking about how in theory Nyx can work. That was exactly what people dream about doing.
Absolutely. Now Na'Vi can back out feeling damn fine about themselves.
That came out of nowhere. First, at the tier 2 tower, DC, maybe we can defend this one. Oh, we're dead. And then like, oh, they're pushing high ground. Well, we should be able to oh, we're dead again.
Yeah, we were just about to say, like, oh, you could say the DC can spam out, but they can't really initiate, right, without a Batrider. But Nyx Assassin Spike Carapace, one of those abilities that will punish you for trying to spam. We saw it there.
Oh, really hard, that punishment. So now Chen has the entire Aghanims. He's gonna grab up one of these Granite Golems. Very nice creep to get this early as well. So much extra HP for your team.
You're looking at Digital Chaos, who are, I would say, pretty reliant on being able to pop some heroes before they get anything done. That's what these heavy disables and heroes like Puck are all about. And being able to tank up like that, have that Granite Golem in play, is really going to put a lot of wrenches in Digital Chaos's plans.
Yeah, it will. Interesting to see that the Weaver, instead of going for a Desolator, went back for the Dragonlance. Just the extra range, good stats from it. I mean, it's an extremely effective stat item.
Dendy, he already used the Spike Carapace, but unfortunately our Puck is just a bit too far behind to go for a solo kill like that.
Very elusive hero to try and kill. Smoke coming in mid from DC. Gonna look for something here.
Yeah, they gotta find an opening now, right, before Roshan.
It's a good timing as well. All the lanes are quite pushed, but they're being pinged.
Uh-oh, swap back in. Oh, trouble. Weehawk managed to get the silence up, but he also got stunned up by the Spike Carapace. Now the Supernova goes down, but it's immediately blown up as Na'Vi put their attention towards it as a 5-man crew. Resolution, and the only one standing in the middle of everyone with his BKB, doling out damage, but he only can kill one. Dendy managed to get the stun onto Misery. Will be able to get away with the Spike Carapace active as Digital will take out that support. And just like that, Digital Chaos call it. Na'Vi's initiation at that bottom lane was just too damn good, and Digital Chaos can't even come back.
Na'Vi, they're looking really strong in this group stage. First taking down Secret 2-0, and now going into this game, just making it look easy against DC.
Oh, very easy indeed, man. Na'Vi back in form as they are just one win away from being able to take top of their group.
Yeah, the way they made their draft work as well, I don't think teams I don't think they understand how strong art style is on Chen and Enchantress though. He helps put so much pressure. The Dandy pick on Nyx, that's very unexpected though. That just led to be a really good lane. I think that helped a lot.
Yeah, we saw the analysts. I mean, as soon as that Nyx Assassin picked up, everyone's like on the Na'Vi train immediately.